Hi, and welcome back to Future Imperfect. Today we're going to make a Borg Cube card box. So I went out to Michael's and I found myself two boxes that I like the look of them when they're stacked on top of each other. Individually they're a little too short for what I was looking for, so we're going to start off by cutting out the bottom of one box and gluing it / taping it to the other one so they stack up a little bit higher. So to start with, you just have to remove the hardware around the handles, which is pretty easily. You just pinch up the little nubs that you can see here and the whole thing will slide apart. After deciding which box I was going to cut the bottom out of, I got an X-Acto blade and cut it out. If there's a little bit of a lip, it's not a big deal because the inside for our purposes doesn't have to be completely neat. We're going to cover up with glue and tape to hold them together. So I started attaching them by using strips of Gorilla Tape to hold the two edges of the box together. And I glued the two seams on the inside together using hot glue. And I was pretty generous with it because I want to stand up for an entire night. So this is actually my second attempt at making the gift card box. The first one I just used a moving box I had laying around, but I didn't really like the look of it as it was coming together. I got about half done. So I decided to buy some nicer boxes from Michael's, and they just happen to be on sale. So right now I'm just taking the Borg Cube skins that I printed off and had trimmed up for the other one, and I'm just checking to see if I'm going to be able to use them. And I didn't mind stringing together a bunch of odds and ends to make this happen, as long as one face was done with as few pieces as possible. And it looks like I'll be able to turn them on their side and get the effect I want. Right here I'm noting that I punched some holes in these because I'm going to be making it glow, and that was my original idea in the first one. But in this version of the build, I'm going to be drilling holes into it, which is why I wanted the hard cardboard box instead of kind of a flimsy one. And I was just noting that because of the way the lights are going to be situated, I got to make sure that these holes are on the side of the box and on the lid. So I got myself some Mod Podge and I started gluing each panel of the Borg skin onto the box, making sure that I folded them over on the bottom. And at the top, I wasn't too concerned if it folded over, because the top lip was going to be covered by the lid anyway. Here I'm just doing a test fit between the two pieces just to make sure that it's still going to fit together with the paper added to it. And just a random tip, if you make a mess of the glue balls like I do, make sure you clean up the area where the lid screws back on and on the inside, or otherwise you'll glue them together, which is something that I have done before. Next, I'm taking advantage of the fact that this is a harder cardboard than just a normal cardboard box, and I'm going to be drilling in it. What I'm doing is I'm choosing the spots where in the skin it looks like a green light, and I'm just drilling through the center. And this is going to lead to me adding a green transparent plastic behind them, just using some Gorilla Glue. That way when I flash through a light on the other side, it's going to just glow green just a little bit. I only did this on one side under the rationale that's just going to be kind of the side they'll be facing everybody, because this is going to be on a gift table for a wedding against the wall. Finally, I hot glued in some lights into the box, being careful to keep the two on the sides above the halfway mark so they don't get covered up by cards, and if they do, I have extra one on under the lid of the box itself. Thanks for watching my build today. I'm extremely happy with the way this thing worked out. One of the reasons I put 3 lights in it instead of just 1 or 2 is that it's going to be sitting there all night, and I figured that the battery's probably going to last long because I bought it from the dollar store. So we can turn on one light, and when it dies, turn on the next one, and so forth until the end of the night. And I just I hot glued them in instead so that I could easily remove them later if I chose to do something else with them, because they do have magnets on the back and they can be useful again. One thing if I could do this a third time, one thing that I would change is how I did the holes. Unfortunately, there's a little bit of like blowback, I guess, when I drilled it in. Instead of kind of all going in, when I pulled the drill back out, it pulled everything out instead. Maybe I should have drilled from the inside out and it would have just been sucked in instead. I don't know. But the inside was much more of a mess because that's where the drill broke through, so probably good that I did it the way I did. One thing that I didn't go over in the video too is I clear coated this twice to protect it. And on the inside, I actually painted it white and put a glossy clear coat on it as well. I could have painted the inside black, but black absorbs light, and white reflects it, and I painted white under the idea that it would reflect the light around more, and it wouldn't require as big as light source. However, when I went to the dollar store to pick up some lights, I got some pretty beefy ones anyways, so I'm actually happy with how much it glows when all 3 of them are on. But even just one will do the trick. One thing that I would like to finish up is the handles on the side. I never filled in the gaps on the back, thinking that wasn't necessary. As you can see, it is necessary, so I will be filling those in, or maybe just putting a little piece of duct tape to hide it. And the top gives off a pretty bright glow. I might take some more of the see-through green stuff and actually fix it to the front of the light so that green glow is actually coming out instead. Other than that, like if I had to put this out today, I would be fine with putting it out today. These are just some observations that I made afterwards. I am happy with the way it worked out, but on the third try, there are a couple things that I could fix. Thank you very much for watching.